drinking wouldn't have allowed me to explore this other area of me and kind of was keeping me at this level. Like drinking, when you're drinking a lot, never elevates you. It never progresses you forward. All it does is just keep you here. Keeps you here. You know, you never have heard anybody ever say that I am really glad I started drinking again. Nobody's ever said that because there's no reason to be glad if you've stopped and you've seen the positive aspects that drinking has made towards your life being improved in every way, shape, or form. It's like there's no reason to look back, and that's where I'm sitting right now. I'm really not even like, oh, I'm 100 days sober. I hope I can make it 100 more. I'm almost like drinking isn't even a thing for me anymore. I don't drink, and life has gotten so much better without drinking in every way. So I know a lot of people hit me up on Twitter about being sober. I know a lot of people always ask me questions about it. So I've been thinking about this for a long time. I want to form a place where people can get together and talk about issues with addiction. It doesn't have to be limited to alcohol. It can be any other addiction. I know there's every addiction out there. And even if you're having a hard time in life with depression, if you're having a hard time in life with your family, with work, anything, I know that everybody needs somebody to talk to, and not everybody has somebody to talk to. So I'm going to use Ruin Your Day as a platform for that. Every week on Wednesdays, I haven't decided a time yet, probably around 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to have Ruin Your Day live for an hour. And basically what's going to be happening is the chat is going to be live, and that's going to be used as the floor for everybody to talk. I might be on a video feed answering questions to the chat. I might pull up some music that Ruin Your Day made to play. I might play some video in the background. It's going to be sort of a free-form vehicle type of feed. There's not going to be really a set thing that we're doing. The only thing that I want to go on is I want people to feel like it's a safe place to come into and talk and vent, talk to other people, maybe give advice. I'll be in there if anybody wants to ask any questions about being sober. I can give whatever advice I can for that. And yeah, essentially, I just think there needs to be a place like that. I think AA works really well for a lot of people because it's a community. It's a strong-knit community. You have a sponsor that holds you accountable for not drinking. You have other people that are going through the same thing as you. You realize there's a whole world out there of people that just don't drink. And that's rare these days, honestly. So I want there to be a place like that on Ruin Your Day that's doesn't have to be just limited to alcohol. It could be anything. You know, like my parents went through some heart problems this year, and that really devastated me. So, you know, I needed somebody to talk to about that. My ex-girlfriend's dog that I really love got cancer. My close friend just had cancer. So it's been tough for me as well this year, and I'm really thankful that I've had Ruin Your Day to talk to you guys about battle rap and forget about the troubles in my life, but I want to give back, and I want to create a platform where we can all come together and sort of be each other's shoulder to lean on every now and then. So just wanted to make this video to talk about me getting sober, my experience with it. Honestly, to wrap this up, being sober is like probably the best thing that's happened to me in a long time. Me breaking up with my ex-girlfriend that I love to this day has been the best thing that's ever happened to me too as well. It's really like jump-started me to make big improvements in my life that I'm really proud of. And yeah, I mean, I think anybody out there that's struggling with addiction, the first question you need to ask for yourself if you're thinking that you might have a drug problem, alcohol problem, any sort of problem is, if I'm asking myself if I have a problem, I might have a problem. Do you want to take the next step to solving it? Do you want to get clean? Do you want to get sober? And all I can say is being sober is amazing. It's great. I would never trade it for anything. It works really well for me. Other people can drink responsibly. I'm not one of those people. I can't drink responsibly at all. So, yeah, guys, I just want to thank you all for helping me through my year of sobriety. You guys really made a huge difference in my life. I want to thank everybody out there that supported Ruin Your Day, all the patrons, all the people that did a watch episode, all the guests, all the people that tuned in for watch, everybody that bought merch, everybody that bought music. It means the world to me. So thank you guys. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Ruin an Hour, safe place to talk about anything under the sun, from addiction, sobriety, depression, anxiety, anything you want. My name's Avocado, Kyle Gray. I own this channel, this show. Ruin an Hour is live every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Hope you guys are having a good day. Sunday, do you want to talk today? Seems like you got some stuff going on with you. You said your friend passed away, and it was from drinking, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you, King Chewy. Appreciate you, man. But we could get into that if you guys want to. We could talk about that. I am doing almost okay, I guess. In between not good and decent. Thank you, Emily. Appreciate that for asking. But yeah, how's everybody doing today? What does everybody want to talk about today? So was the death sudden? Was it from alcohol abuse that she passed away? Hey, Blue. Good to see you in here. Thank you, Emily. Appreciate that. How's it going, Rob? Calm Combat Talks Battle Rap. Thank you, man. Well, I definitely care. I'm here to listen. Lahau. Definitely agree with that. She had a liver problem from drinking. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. A lot of people don't really realize that alcohol abuse can be fatal, and this is like one instance of it being incredibly fatal. So I hope you're okay, Sunday Venom. I hope you're around friends and family. Desi, how's it going? Paul, thank you. Paul, sorry to hear about that, man. I'm also glad that it wasn't successful either. If you want to talk about that in here, I'd be more than happy to give an ear to listen to what you're going through and what pushed you to that point of making that mistake. But I'm really happy it didn't work out. I'm glad you're in here. Same old Desi, the same old song and dance. Nothing new. Oh yeah, Menace, I totally remember that. About the rain causing you pain because of the tumor. That's rough, man. That's super rough. I hope it's getting better. I know that it's winter now, so it's gonna be cold all the time. But yeah, man, that's rough. My pain from the rain is more like sentimental. It's more like a memory type of thing. But yours is actually physical pain, so. What's wrong with Tumex? I know that he lost his leg a couple years ago. Prayers up for Tumex. Hell yeah, Blue. Thank you. Stepping up. But yeah, what do you guys want to talk about today? What advice would you give somebody that is depressed and dealing with anxiety, or how to start reaching out for help? Yo, Blue, you should answer that because you have dealt with both of those issues more than me. So what advice would you give somebody that is depressed and dealing with anxiety, or on how to start reaching out for help? My pops died when I was 9. His brother took over as a type of dad for me, and then he died when I was 13. My wife's best friend died on the dance floor at our wedding. Wow, that's really rough. Michael Herber. Now I'm 42 with 2 kids. That pain caught up to me and I got super depressed. Michael, I mean, that's understandable, man. You went through a lot in your life. That's super understandable, but I can say that you having a wife and you raising 2 children means that you're a really strong individual. You're a really strong human. And the pain that comes with people leaving this world, and especially loved ones, is something that's really hard to get through. It's a humongous sense of grief that unfortunately we're all going to have to go through. You know, all of our parents are going to pass away. All of our loved ones are going to pass away. It's the natural order of life. And it's completely understandable to be depressed about it and to be stricken with grief. All you can do, though, is keep getting up every day and pushing through that grief, pushing through that sorrow, because life won't wait. And like you said, you have 2 kids that depend on you, too, and you could look at them for your inner power to push you further in life because they depend on you. So I hope that helps. As an introvert, it was really hard. Ironically, through battle rap, I met somebody that goes through the same type of anxiety and depression, so we usually just vent to each other now. That's awesome, Menace. Having somebody to talk to on the regular basis is so important. It's insane, actually, how much it's helpful. But Blue's given some good advice about anxiety and depression. Take it day by day. Don't feel bad for the way you feel most of the time. It's because you haven't felt like that. We don't go through. And then she's asking what you're going through. Lestac. I've struggled with depression and anxiety for most of my life. I tried a few medications that did not work for me, but fortunately I found something a couple years ago that's been helping a bit. Lestac, what is it? What have you found that's been helping you? And also Sunday gives some good advice. It's easy to get depressed. I eat better and drink more water. It helps fight depression. Super true. Eating good and drinking water and exercising is like the #1 way to make yourself feel better overall. Not even if you feel depressed, like even if you're in a funk, just doing that will help. And like Zahidul Islam said, follow God as an antidepressant. Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, if you're a spiritual person, if you connect with religion and it resonates with you, that completely can be something to use as an antidepressant. A lot of people find a higher power, and that's like, you know, God or spirituality. So definitely finding something that resonates with a good moral compass within you to push you to not be depressed or to fight addiction or be sober. I think it's good for all those things. Jay Boulevard. Ain't been in the chat for a while, but glad to see you reaching out and doing great things for your following. Love your channel and what you do for your battle rap outside of it. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Jay Boulevard, thank you, man. Appreciate you. Now it's just balancing, keeping myself, new graphics editing. Yep, totally, Menace. Like just finding something to keep you busy that's positive, like maybe a passion, like you said, graphics editing and music. Finding something that you really enjoy doing is so important. Michael Herber, thanks, Avo. I just started going to therapy, but still gets tough. I watch all the time, and it's the first time on this stream. You're doing great work. Thank you, Michael. I hope to see you in here more, man. Like we're here every week. You can talk about anything you want in here. Glad you're going to therapy. I think everybody should go to therapy if they have the financial situation to go do so. I think it's a great tool for everybody in life. Cool, Rob. The most hurt I felt was because I didn't fully understand the gravity of what I went through. Blue. That's some heavy words right there. I feel that. Desi, I hope you feel better. Sorry about the migraine. That sucks. Really hope you feel better. But I'm glad you're in here. Always love to see you in here. Hollow does live in LA. You're right, King Chewy. I lost 6 people within 2 years when I was a kid, who included my stepdad and my mom, which forced me to live with my abusive dad and stepmom. Sorry to hear that. Calm Combat Talks Battle Rap. CC Talks Battle Rap. We'll shorten it for that because I don't know how to talk today. Sorry to hear that. That's really rough, man. That's very rough. I've heard about float tanks. I've never done one myself. I should probably try one out. I've definitely like contemplated doing something like that. Honestly, I've like contemplated going to a psychic recently, just because I've been really struggling with the pain of heartbreak, like really bad. Yesterday was really hard, really sucked, and today is probably gonna suck too later on tonight. The nights are always the worst when you're alone with your thoughts. Like it blows. But I've thought about doing that. I've thought about therapy tank, float tanks. Do I have any advice from the headaches from staring at a screen? No, unfortunately, I think the only advice I can give you, and I've like done this before, is just not staring at a screen. Is just shutting it off, like resting your eyes. Maybe like also I found like I got a bunch of headaches when I would be inside in a dark room at a screen all day. So if you could like go outside, I know it's like nighttime out now, so but yeah, just giving your eyes some rest. And also if you like go outside and look at things in the distance, it kind of gives like some depth exercise to your eyesight. The toy drive went great. Toy drive went amazing. I felt really good about it. Gave out some toys to some children down in South Central on Geechee's block. And yeah, it went really well. It was kind of rushed, unfortunately. Wish we like planned it out better, but it was a wonderful thing. I'm super happy about it, and we're probably going to do some more charities with the money that we raised as well. So I'm super excited about that, and yeah, so definitely brought some smiles to some children's faces, and that's all I care about. And also drink water, Desi, too. Hell yeah, Blue, I'll probably hit you up. Sorry to hear about that anniversary. That's definitely rough. Hey, Amy, how you doing? But yeah, if you guys want to talk about something else, Amy actually suggested this pretty cool thing that I've been reading about. Let me see if I can post it here in the chat. I don't know if it will allow me to post links. Oh, it does. Cool. All right, so I just posted a link to this author. She wrote The Naked Mind. I've never read it before, but it's called the alcohol. Excuse me, the alcohol experiment. An effortless way to interrupt your patterns, restore your health, and get back in touch with the version of yourself that didn't need alcohol to relax or enjoy life. So if you're kind of struggling with getting sober from alcohol, you know, I'm like a big guy in sobriety from alcohol. I was a pretty bad alcoholic for the last 5 to 10 years, I would say. And I am a year and 6 months sober now. And I didn't go to AA or anything. I tried. It was just not for me. I just kind of quit cold turkey, which I know doesn't work for everybody. So this is a cool program that's free and it's a cool experiment you can do that I kind of haven't really looked into that much, but it seems great on paper. I really like the way it kind of like presents itself. Can you imagine having a great time socializing with alcohol, socializing without alcohol? Sleeping better, having less anxiety, and actually feeling more relaxed without drinking alcohol. I know it sounds hard to believe, and that's why I want to show you how easy it really can be. The alcohol experiment doesn't require any commitment from you. Simply take part in the challenges and allow me, Annie Grace, the opportunity to show you how rewarding life can really be if what I'm showing you is true. Here's a few things that I'm going to show you. Why we drink more than we want, and how to acknowledge the fears that we usually have when we think about taking a break from alcohol. That's a huge one. I remember when I remember specifically, I've told this story a lot, but I remember I was talking to a coworker probably like 7 years ago when I did visual effects, and he was talking to me about he would be completely happy if he never drank alcohol ever again. He's like, I don't really need it. I would be probably happy the rest of my life if I never drank alcohol. And I remember thinking how crazy he sounded. I was like, that's crazy. I'm like, I love to drink. I would be fucking bored out of my mind. Life would suck, blah, blah, blah. You know, the things alcoholics usually say that they like can't cope with life outside of being buzzed all the time. And I remember thinking he's crazy, but that is strictly based on my fear of living with myself without being buzzed, of living with myself without having something to numb me from myself. And once I got over that, and once I fucking like started knowing that life is like amazing without this buzz, and it's a lot better without being buzzed and being drunk, that now I actually have a fear of being drunk. Now it's the opposite. Now I'm like, man, I can't believe I was always drunk and numb to this world and like didn't feel things fully, you know. And even though I'm like going through like a really tough time in my life with a heartbreak, and my base level is sad pretty much always, I'm still feeling my feelings, and I'm still feeling what I am and who I am, and going through the things that are appropriate to me and not just numbing them away. So I think that's a really interesting concept of acknowledging the fears that we usually have when we think about taking a break from alcohol, because I think that's a big fear people always have, even with people close to me, that they're like, yeah, I want to stop, but, you know, there's always a but like there. And I don't know. To me, I'm just like, there shouldn't be a but. If you want to stop drinking. Let's see. How to change your expectations and change your experience while becoming more mindful of drinking, and a small experiment to do before you start the challenge. That's cool too. How you can shift your mindset so you give yourself the power to have just one or avoid drinking at all. That's crazy. That's crazy. If you guys do this, I'm going to post the experiment again in the chat. It's also in the description of this video if you guys are watching this later on. But if you guys can get to the point where you can have just one drink and that's it, hats off to you. I mean, I have no urge to have even one drink anymore. I don't think it's appropriate. And I'm never in a setting where I'm like, I need it. I don't ever need a buzz to like relax or anything like that. So if you guys can get to that point where you can have just one drink, that's incredible. And if this can help you guys get there, that's even more amazing too. So let's see. Yeah, this is good. There's like all these testimonies to like what it did. Day 14, after many years of sleeping in on the weekends to combat a hangover, I have to say that being up at 6:30 feeling refreshed is awesome. 14 days alcohol free. It is almost 10 a.m. and I feel productive already with a full day ahead of me. I feel genuinely and naturally happy. My 16-year-old came and sat in the bed with me while I did some computer stuff and she did homework. We then did a little online Christmas shopping. Thank you, Annie Grace. The alcohol experiment was exactly what I needed to get over the hump. So I think this is a cool fucking thing to do if you guys want to try it out. I posted the link twice. It's in the description. You guys should check it out, the alcohol experiment. But let me get back to the chat. Black Socks, I'm sorry to hear about your grandfather, man. That's really rough. R.I.P. Are you with your family? Are you around family and friends? Yeah, GFP 420. Just try it out, man. But what have you got to lose, really? You know? It seems like a cool little thing to do, honestly. I'm around my mom, trying to comfort her, and my sis and grandmother. That's good, man. That's good you're there for them, especially being like, you know, this times like this, like when there's a really like rough, emotionally weighted times. It's always so good to be around your family and to feel the sorrow, to feel the grief while having a balance of strength. And that's always the hard part of when you're going through something, is feeling the necessary grief and sorrow, but also being strong in it too. And then it's easy to slip from that grief and sorrow into self-destructive mode where you start like drinking, partying, numbing it with like alcohol, sex, drugs, like, you know, sort of imbalance of your responsibilities. So just be mindful of that, man. And that's so good that you're around your mother and your sister. I'm sure they're really appreciative of that. We're here for you too, Black Sox. Love you, man. Yeah, it's rough. I mean, I know that losing a family member is really hard, and especially for your mom, like her losing her mother has got to be extremely hard too. But know that I don't know if you're faithful, she's in a better place, or her pain is gone, if she was suffering, if she was terminally ill. Just know that she's passed on to the next stage of life too. So that's something that you can have some reservation in as well. Yo, Dean, I've been trying my best to stop drinking. I made it a little over a month without anything and recently fell back into it this past weekend, starting again from scratch. Dean, perfectly fine, man. Like fucking High on Heroin says, the name. A relapse doesn't nullify the progress. A relapse is actually kind of part of the progress. Kind of similar to when you're learning to ride a bike. You have to fall to learn how to ride a bike. When you're learning to skateboard, you have to fall. When you're learning to walk, you have to fall. You always have failures, and all you got to do is get yourself back up and try again. That's it. Like, you know, like an example of me is like I was running 8 to 10 miles a day like 3 weeks ago, and then holidays and everything, well, actually a month ago, and ever since my birthday, I've just been super fucked up. Like emotionally, I've been really depressed, and I haven't been able to run that much, and it's really affected me. And also, I've been eating really bad too because I'm super sad, which is funny. Because my vice now, my only vice I have is like eating ice cream now, which makes me sound like a 7-year-old. But yeah, I mean, if I don't run the amount I used to run, I don't get pissed at me. I'm not like, oh fuck, I used to be able to run 8 to 10 miles easily, and now I'm like getting you know, getting dissuaded and like kind of like getting hard on myself if I don't run like 5, you know. And I'm just being really mindful of not getting discouraged. Just because you relapse and you fell off the wagon doesn't mean you can't do this. It just means you can pull yourself back up and try again. It's part of the it's part of the process to relapse. It's not guaranteed that you will, and it's not like, you know, you need to do it to get clean, but doing it comes with the territory. So yeah, just don't feel bad about yourself, man. You're trying something that's extremely hard. Getting sober is not easy. If getting sober was easy, everybody would be fucking sober, and we wouldn't have a society that's based around drinking. Like literally, our whole society is based around going out and drinking. Even having wine. Wine is like the like the PC drinking. Like, oh, it's cool. They have wine. Like, it's still alcohol at the end of the day. But yeah. Richard, I totally know, man. I know. Believe me. I know. Is there any advice you ever received that you wish you heard when you were younger? That you don't know everything and that you're gonna never know everything. I thought I had the world figured out always. I still sometimes I still like am like, oh, I think I got a pretty good handle on things, and then like a brick hits me and I'm like, fuck, I'm really don't know shit. So I think just being open to being wrong is something that I wish I learned earlier in life, and I wish I became more comfortable with being incorrect about things. Because I think being wrong about things is a huge strength. If people can get comfortable being incorrect and learning to work through their wrongness, so to speak, every day, it becomes a huge strength. Just like vulnerability. I don't know why I can't talk today. Just like vulnerability is a strength in my eyes as well. I think it's a huge strength to have. R3C, thank you, man. Appreciate you. The wine mom thing really bothers me. This generation's of moms glamorizing alcoholism like solid coping skills. A stressful day with kids does not mean it's wine o'clock. Desi, totally agree. I've so many friends that just like guzzle bottles of wine every week, and they think it's like not a big deal because they think wine is like the loophole in being a drunk. Honestly, like, oh, I had one too many glasses of wine is the same thing to me as saying I had too many beers. It's not like it's a different thing. They're both alcohol. You're both kind of being irresponsible in some way, shape, or form. You're not knowing when to stop. So yeah, I mean, the coping mechanisms we have in our society in general is really bad. You know, like wine o'clock, giving kids ADHD, like prescribing kids pills, like the moment like they're wired instead of learning why they're wired, just being like, oh, a pill will solve it. Oh, they'll be fine. You know, there's a lot of issues, but yeah, completely agree. Do I believe in positive affirmations and manifestation? Do you personally use them? I'm not really a believer in like what the backbone of that book, The Secret, is if all you do is think about positive things, you can think them into fruition, because I don't think that's really true 100% of the time. I do believe that thinking positively about certain things is greatly advantageous to you when you're going through rough times. And of course, thinking about positives is good. It's a great thing. Thinking negatives about things isn't necessarily bad though either, I don't think. I think being realistic with your goals and aspirations is the most important thing. So I kind of use them, I kind of don't. Of course, I have hopes and dreams, and I like want things that are highly unrealistic. I want things that I know probably won't happen, and that crushes me to this day. But I'm human, you know. Um, RCR Nico one, Rico Nico one. I'm not really depressed, man. I'm kind of using that term loosely. I'm just really heartbroken. That should be the correct term I should use. I apologize for speaking incorrectly. I'm not depressed. I'm very heartbroken. I've been heartbroken for almost a year and 7 months now, and it doesn't trigger me to want to drink again. If anything, it's actually the opposite. It triggers me to want to be a better person, because don't like the person that I was in my past relationship. And I want to be the person that I'm proud of. And I want to be somebody that I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm like proud of who I am. I love who I am. I love what I'm doing every day. Like, not like, ooh, I'm having fun every day. I'm like, I love the difference I'm making in the world. So no, being heartbroken and sad doesn't actually trigger me to drink. If anything, it's the opposite. It triggers me to want to be a better person, better human being. Because right now I could get drunk if I wanted to. I could start drinking, could start shooting porn again. I could just start going down like a wormhole of being super self-destructive and toxic, but that's not going to bring me towards who I want to be as a human being. And you got to fight through the pain to get there, man. It's not easy. You got to fight through it. It's more in the energy you project. The secret is off in explaining the laws of attraction, like focuses energy, not just blips of it. Interesting, Desi. Why do you believe we get that much addicted to substances or behaviors which are not that addictive compared to other people? I think everybody is addictive. I mean, no, I take that back. I don't think everybody's addictive, but I mean, alcohol is super addictive. I don't I don't put myself down for being an alcoholic at all. I never think that I'm weaker than the next man for it at all. I'm just a different person. I have a different chemistry to who I am than that person. I'm a different structure of DNA. Nothing's wrong with me. Nothing's wrong with them. Nothing's wrong with you. We're all just different human beings operating differently in this world with different things with what we have. And we can only do the best with what we have at that time. And I don't think that we're any weaker for being addicted to the things that we're addicted to, whether that's drugs, sex, alcohol. I don't think you're a weaker human being or anything's wrong with you for that. Yeah. 90s baby, I shot for my own, which makes it even worse. And I was in a relationship at the time. So I was cheating on my ex-girlfriend, shooting porn behind her back. I know you're just being curious, but I'm not really proud of that aspect of my life at all, and I would rather not glorify it. Sometimes people have to go through addictions to be able to relate to others, and that relating with others, they realize that they have lost themselves completely to get back to yourself. You get sober. Yeah, I can see that. It's not necessarily true that the grass is always greener on the other side. You can find a new friend group where you live, but rooting your life is a big move. Yep. That's very true. Rick AM. Yeah, I mean, I'm addicted to porn. I'm a sex addict. So you can be addicted to everything. You can be addicted to absolutely anything. It's just about when you start to abuse that to where it controls your like financial state, controls your health. You start to put the addiction before your health. Thank you, King Oz. Appreciate you. Bisco Fisher, January 10th will be my 3-year clean. If it's the gods, will that I see it. Dude, congrats. 3 years clean is incredible, man. That's amazing. That's absolutely incredible, man. I hope to get there one day, too. I think it's important to change the programming in our brains that limits us to a set of mediocre and destructive behaviors. Oneness. Agreed on that, man. Thank you, Scotty. Appreciate you, man. Love ya. Am I vegan? No, but I do definitely eat a lot less meat than I used to. I used to eat pretty much solely meat because I was super into being a protein head. Like I'd be like, every meal has to have a ton of protein in there because muscle. And now I like get kind of not grossed out by meat, but meat just makes me feel bad. And I feel a lot better when I eat like a big bowl of vegetables or like beans or something. That's more healthy to me. I feel better. Like I'm just kind of going upon how I feel nowadays, not about like what's right or what's healthy. I just try to eat as much vegetables as I can, as much fruit as I can, as little meat as I can, and if anything, no red meat. I ate some chicken the other night. It was okay. You know, it was all right. Nothing wrong with it. I had a burger the other day after the Hollow Danny battle, and that was cool. So it's not like I don't ever do it, but yeah, I just try to eat vegetables more often. Roberto, 3 years clean. That's fucking awesome, man. Desi, completely agree that we need to discuss sex addiction more. This generation is desensitized. Definitely agree, man. Being a sex addict nowadays, if anything, is kind of standardized. Like, it's not even a thing. And people like, I mean, even within the battle community, like, the Saga came out as being a porn addict, and people still to this day just roast him for it. Like, you know, not... Like, how many other people do you think are porn addicts out there? A lot of people are. People might not even realize they are. But sex addiction is really real. It's an addiction like anything else. I suffered from it from a really extreme case to where I was shooting pornography and I couldn't stop until my like ex-girlfriend like forced me to. And she helped me get clean. She helped me stop shooting porn and stopped sleeping with a ton of people behind her back. And now we're not together because I did all that. So it's like it can fracture your life. It can fuck up your life. It fucked up my life. So does my body crave protein after hard workouts? Sure. Yeah, but I mean I drink a protein shake. That's whey based, so it's like milk based, but whatever. Hell yeah, Matt. I drink a ton of water, dog. Drink a shit ton of water. Yeah, I respect the Saga for coming out about that too. He came out at the time that it wasn't really like cool to come out about that. And yeah, you gotta fucking be honest with who you are. Gary Gray, I appreciate you, man. Means a lot. No, I mean I was, but I was like spending more money on making it. Which is another thing because I'm in debt from that. How much water do I drink a day? A gallon, if not more. Probably more than a gallon nowadays. Combat Talks Battle Rap. Thank you, man. Congrats to everybody successfully being clean and working to get better. Good luck to those still figuring it out. Thank you, dude. Yep, Desi. Totally agree. Totally agree. Matt Leader, would you ever post workout videos to talk about what you do for exercise? I mean, sure, if people want to see it. I mean, the thing is, I'm not like in incredible shape, so I think people always want to see workout videos from people that are like in pristine shape and that live this lifestyle to like the utmost like T. Like Jims is somebody like that. Jims is in really, really good fucking shape now, and people see him and they're like, oh, this guy works out. I want to look like him. I want to have big arms. I want to have a big chest. But yeah, maybe I'll post some videos someday. Awesome, Blue. Thank you. Yeah, and I worked on Hollywood pictures too. And it does not, and the porn industry does not pay good either. At all. But that industry has a lot of other issues that are more important than the pay ratio. But I agree, people don't get paid as much as they should in it. Thank you, Mobile. Appreciate you, man. Maybe coming to Vegas. Yeah, Tony. The men get paid decently compared to the women because the men can work over and over again. The women can't work over and over again. The women will only get booked a couple times for a company, but men are the most reliable, like a reliable male talent in the industry can work every single day if they want to. Reliable female talent can't. They won't book talent like that over and over. But again, we're talking about it, and I'd rather not glorify anything about that. Lucho, 5 months sober. Congrats to you, man. 5 months sober. Let's read your testimony. 5 months sober, and I got to give the biggest thanks to Avo. Thank you, Lucho. Appreciate you, my dog. This place has been a huge motivator staying on track. I've lost 25 pounds. Fuck yeah, dude. Drinking water daily, and I'm for the first time enjoying sobriety. Lucho, you're the fucking man, dog. Congrats on the 5 months. That's incredible. Keep it fucking going. Keep it fucking going. Thank you, Mr. Choppa. Ned, I like apples too, bro. I love apples. What about bananas? That's where it's at. Bananas and apples. %, Desi. The adult industry, modeling, music, entertainment, period, goes hand in hand with so many addictions. Hell fucking yeah. Totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. You're allergic to apples and bananas? Damn. Nah, I eat the banana like a man comfortable with his sexuality. All in one bite. I just shove it down my throat. No, I'm kidding. A lot of eating disorders too. That's true. If I could record any two rappers for a battle, who would I want to record? Pac and Biggie, easily. A plus, hell yeah, dog. Learn to unwrap a banana from me. Yeah, you unwrap it from the bottom. But yeah, I mean, like, since we're talking about apples and bananas, it's very important to get a good, healthy eating regimen and diet in there that contains a lot of fruits, contains a lot of vegetables, and also a lot of variety, too. I found one thing that when I was drinking a lot, I was eating like fucking total garbage too. I was eating like fucking like tacos all the time, like not a lot of like colorful variety in my diet. And that's so important for you when you're going through some tough time is to eat as good as you can because it's going to help you feel as good as you possibly can. I know it's easy to be like, oh, I feel like shit. I want to be happy, so I'm going to eat this bad thing. I do that too to this day. I eat ice cream all the fucking time. I've been eating pizza, hamburgers, Mexican food like crazy. I've been fucking wilding out because I'm super sad and heartbroken. Thing is, I go into that knowing that it's not going to help me feel any better. Every single fucking time I'm like, this is just going to make me happy for the time I'm eating it. Then when I get done with this shit, I'm going to feel horrible. Every time I feel horrible. So it's so important when you're going through some stressful, emotionally heavy weighted times in your life to eat as healthy as you possibly can. And also when you start eating healthier, you start wanting to eat healthier and you change your lifestyle. I think that's the difference between switching your lifestyle up to fit how you live rather than going through an extreme diet, because nobody's going to do an extreme diet forever. The important thing is to learn how to eat a healthy, balanced regimen of foods daily that you can live with forever. So that's my speech. And I do eat kale. I fuck with kale. What's up with the drinking water all the time? Why is this a thing? Suburco, water is the most important thing in the world. It's what creates life. It's the most important thing. We're mostly comprised of water. So drinking water, a full gallon a day, will do so many things good for yourself. It will make you lose weight. It will filter your body because your body is basically a huge filter. If you've ever this is probably TMI, but if you've ever gone to the restroom and peed and your urine is like a dark color, that means you're sick or you're like not in good health. When you're urinating, you should be like almost clear. And that means you're filtering through your body at a good rate. Your body needs water to survive, of course. Have I had avocado ice cream? I definitely have not. Maybe I should try it. My go-to flavors are like cookies and cream, of course, classic. And there's like these two companies out in LA that I fuck with, Jenny's. I've been ordering from them. I like literally go on Uber Eats and get 2 pints of ice cream. It's fucking $40. I'm stupid. I like waste money in the dumbest fucking ways. And then I wonder why I'm broke. I'm like, why am I broke? It's like, oh yeah, because you order ice cream all the time and you spend like $1,000 in ice cream. Buttered pecan is good too. I fucks with that. Oh, Jenny's makes Avo ice cream? Well, fuck it, I'll check it out. There's this other company, Van Nuyen, I think. Van Nuyen. They're from Ohio. I like them a lot. For somebody who doesn't eat healthy at all, where should I start? Tony, I would say just try to incorporate vegetables into your diet. Broccoli. Broccoli's a super fucking vegetable, and it tastes good. You can steam it. It's really easy to make. Just fucking throw it on like a closed topped pan with some water in there. It will steam it. It doesn't take any time to cook. Get some like carrots, tomatoes, beans. But yeah, just incorporate some veggies into your diet. Also, fruit is amazing as well in the morning, like eating a lot of fruit, whether it be bananas, apples, and then trying to cut down as much as possible on simple sugars. That's like white bread, soda, candy, like straight sugar. Cut that down as much as possible. And no dairy. Also, dairy's pretty fucking terrible for you. Although I am a cheese lover, I love cheese. My ex was French, so I grew to really like stinky cheese. But yeah, it's not that good for you at the end of the day. And bread also sucks. Salmon's very good. It's Seabass. Yoavo, I'm really happy you finally managed to make it to one of these. I've been in tough places here, and stumbling on your 1 year sober video was really enlightening for me. Thank you. Appreciate that, man. What have you been struggling with? What have you been dealing with? Eating your water. Interesting. That's super interesting. What foods are like water rich? No, I don't drink chocolate milk. I don't drink any milk at all. Fluffernutter. Hell yeah. Celery. Let's go. Oh yeah, quinoa. Quinoa is amazing. That's like a protein-rich thing you can replace rice with. Chemtrail. Good to see you, dog. Longtime fan. I actually started to chill in the drinking. I just turned 26, and it seems I cannot focus so much on my passions. It's refreshing to have this platform. Congrats, man. Congrats on slowing down on the drinking. That's amazing, dude. Next time you're in NY, I can bring you some dope handmade kale chips or barbecue. I love cooking, and I'm seriously considering starting a food truck biz. Michael Herber, fuck yeah, dude. I'll be in New York relatively soon, I'm sure. Definitely go into the food biz, man. Like, there's nothing. You have nothing to lose, dude. Just follow your passions. Like, research it, of course. Make sure it's a financially smart move, and you can do that stuff without going into debt. But I have no reason to believe people should not explore their passions to the utmost degree. Oh, a cucumber, always alkaline. I used to fucking eat a lot of cucumbers, but I stopped because I thought they were like not really rich in vitamins. Dean, did I find it hard to admit that I had a problem with drinking? Yeah, I have found it really hard to admit. Like, it's caused issues in so many aspects of my life, and I always was just like, I would always joke about the things that I really knew I had problems with. I knew I had a sex addiction, and I always joke that I would like, oh, I'm just gonna like be cheating on every girlfriend I ever have for the rest of my life. That's just who I am. I'm a disloyal person. Like, thinking it was almost like sort of cool, which is so fucking lame. And being an alcoholic too. I like knew I was an alcoholic. Like tons, like every relationship I have, drinking has been an issue in. And I always didn't think I'd get sober. I never thought I would become sober, and it really was my last relationship ending, and I like really was like, fuck, I just fucked up the most important thing to me, and I'm still to this day really fucked up from it. I struggle with the finality of it every day, every night. I fucking have dreams, and I wake up crying sometimes from them. But it was that relationship ending that really struck a chord with me, being like, I'm not the person I want to be. And I made the pact of I was going to quit drinking for a year, just kind of randomly. I'm like, well, I'm going to quit for a year. I've quit for 100 days before. I'm going to quit for a year. And it's been a year and 6 months, and I don't plan on drinking ever again. Like, I might, who knows, maybe in the future, but right now, I don't see that in my future at all. Please keep doing you and keep doing this. You've been changing my point of view in the most positive way on the watch videos. Have you made... Oh, word. Hell yeah. Trey Bread, thank you, man. Yeah, 90s baby. I mean, that's hella true. At least I can take this pain and turn it into something positive. You're right about that. That's hella true. Mr. Choppa, thank you, dog. A+, I know, man. I know I seem like I wouldn't do that, but it's true. Sucks. I'm really ashamed of the things I've done in my life. And that's like one of the things that I'm remorseful of the most, because it allowed me to not be with the woman I love to this day. So, yeah. It's horrible. It sucks a lot. It really sucks. I know you aren't much of a smoker, but will you consider it, or do you feel it affects you too much? For me, it's calming for sure. Chemtrail, I mean, I wouldn't... the reason why I wouldn't consider it is I don't think I need it for anything. I'm not like... I don't look for a buzz anymore. I don't look for something that calms me down. I'm not a very anxious person, and I don't get filled with anxiety ever. I have normal anxiety. Like, before events, I have some slight anxiety. But I never feel like I need something to like cool me off. And I like that a lot about myself now. And I'm learning to like really kind of distance myself from a lot of needs. Like, I don't drink coffee anymore because I don't feel like I need something to boom wake me up. I like the taste of coffee, but I think I associate it too much with like needing something to get through something, you know? So, yeah. And the couple times I have smoked, you know, I've like smoked like maybe 10 times. I don't like the way it feels personally. Thank you, Blue. Appreciate that. Scotty, yeah, I totally agree. I mean, that's the biggest thing is that she's happy now. I'm not hurting her anymore. She's in a lot better place. She had Thanksgiving with Mariah Carey, so that's wildly impressive. She's living her best life. So, 90s baby, thank you, man. Appreciate you, dude. What do I do to deal with stress? I learned to nowadays take stress management and basically learn when to not kill myself to get things done. In the past, I would just like be like, fuck, I have to get all these things done. I'm going to stay up all night. I'm going to not do all these other things to make sure they're done consistently. And now I only do that when it absolutely needs to happen. And now I am more comfortable with being like telling people that that won't happen. I'm like, that battle won't get done by this date. I can't do this music video because of this. I can't film this battle because of this. Putting my life and my life over my work. Work-life balance, life, work. Used to be work equal. I thought it equaled a happy life, but it's really my life is here, my work is here. So balancing stress. I just try to also not get irritated, not get angry, knowing that stress is a natural part of life and that stress is also really important in life too because it pushes you in situations. But knowing that it shouldn't cause me to react negatively to anything. And knowing that I have the choice on how I react to situations in stressful moments. I miss the good times with my ex a lot lately because I don't feel like I have anyone to share the good things with anymore, but I have to remind myself that the good wasn't really real. It was all a facade. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? Sometimes you remember just the good things and when there could be a lot of other bad things around it, but you're choosing to remember just the singular good moments because that's what your mind wants to hold on to. Sometimes it's really hard to be like, you know what, that wasn't the reality of it though. If it's an ex, there's a reason. You know, that wasn't the reality of the situation. Arthur, yeah, taking cold showers too is good for everything. It's good for absolutely everything. Cold showers also releases all the lactic acid from your body because it kind of squeezes your body out. So a lot of pro athletes take strictly cold showers. I was just taking cold showers for a while there for a minute till I became a wuss and started taking warm showers. Now I take really hot showers, which is not great, which is really bad. I need to go back to taking like ice cold showers. Maybe I'll get into that this week. Gutter Boy 85, thank you, dog. I haven't heard of Peter Crone, no. Yeah, I do. Yeah, like basically you start out sort of under warm where it's like kind of cold, and then you basically over the course of the shower you turn it to where there's just no warm water coming out. You just turn the warm water completely off. I used to when I was first starting to like when I first went through my breakup. I started taking really cold showers. I would just turn it on full blast cold and just jump into the shower and just like sit there in pain for like a couple seconds, and then you get used to it. But if you just go in, it's like shocking at first, but you get used to it right away, and it wakes you up. I mean, it feels great afterwards. You feel like rejuvenated. Andro, yeah, Oops is the fucking man. I really like how he's talking about mental health too, especially and Blue can also echo this. In the black community, talking about mental health is not really common nowadays. So I think it's amazing that he's taking that stride to do that. Soldier, what do you feel when you feel lost in life? Which in turn makes you feel worthless? I would look around you to the people that know you're not worthless. You must have family, you must have friends, and those people don't think you're worthless. Just because you don't right now feel like you know your footing in life doesn't mean that you don't have a purpose in life, and that people around you don't get enjoyment out of you. People don't care about you. You don't need to have like a grandiose, like ultimate purpose and be the master and the best at anything. It could just be as simple as like making somebody's day better, or having a friend. Pep, thank you. Michael, I'm glad you're in here, man. I'm really glad you're in here. I hope everything gets better for you, man. I'm glad this helped. But it's been an hour, guys. We'll wrap this up. Do you feel uncomfortable at events with certain subject matters? I don't. I don't ever feel uncomfortable about things, to be honest with you. It's fine with me. People can say whatever they want at battles. One question, for that question, makes me the best, blah, blah, blah. Hey, Avocado, does this ruin your hour segment help you out in terms of letting things out and happiness? I personally enjoy this, and it helped me stay strong on my path without drinking. Yeah, of course it helps me. It's super therapeutic. I mean, some of these times I feel like I'm just talking about myself in here. But yeah, it's helpful, but I definitely, after these sessions, it takes a toll on me for sure. Like it will feel like, I don't know if draining is the right word, but after these sessions, I'm really sad most of the time. Sometimes I'm not. Being sad isn't the worst thing. Being sad's a good thing. It's an emotion. But yeah, guys, love you all. See you next week. Wednesday, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I've actually been letting these be public recently. If anybody has a problem with that, let me know. But I think it is important to just let these be public on the internet. I didn't used to, but I don't really see a bad side to it now. But if anybody has a problem with it, I can still make them unlisted. It's totally fine. But other things to talk about this weekend, URL, Smack Volume 5. I'm doing the pay-per-view. I'm actually shooting both days. Day 1 is the only pay-per-view. Day 2 is an app-only event. Get the pay-per-view, watchbattlelive.com. Also, next week, myself and Hollow are going to start the Ruin Your Day Hollow versus Danny Myers watch tour. We're going to go to Phoenix potentially, Vegas potentially, the Bay potentially. We're just kind of working out the issues with that. And we were going to do it yesterday, but I just felt like it was too rushed. So, yeah. Yeah, guys. All right. Hope you guys have a good day. Hope everything works out for y'all. Have a good night. See you next Wednesday, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Ruin an hour. Peace out.